Today, the sum built-in function in Python 3. So let's start with a look at the docs. Sum takes two arguments, an iterable and an optional start argument. So basically you can pass any iterable to the sum, be it a list, a set, a tuple, and it's going to sum that all up. And we have this optional start, so if you don't want to start at 0, we're going to see what that looks like in this video. Cool, so let's get started. Here I've created 4 variables, A, B, C, D, and they're all of different types. And we can check this out. We have a list, we have a tuple, etc. And so let's start with the sum function, and let's see what we get when we wrap the sum function around some of these variables. So 1 plus 2 is 3, 1, 2, 3 is 6. For the tuple, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 10. And D is an interesting one because of what happens to dictionaries. And so for our D, we have keys of 1 and 2, and what's happening is it's adding up those keys. So for D, if say we added a third one in here, whatever. So this is our new D variable, and if we do sum D, then we're going to get the sum of all those keys 1, 2, and 3. So the sum function is pretty intuitive when you just have one argument. You just wrap it around a list or some sort of iterable, and it's going to return the sum of that. Now let's take a look at that second optional argument. So let's say we had a normal list, 555 is 15. We can add this second argument called start, and we could start at 10, and the sum of that is 15 plus 10 equals 25. It's worth noting that this has changed in 3.8 so that the start parameter can be a keyword argument. I'm using 3.7, but if you were using 3.8, you could do something like start equals. Not going to work for me. I'm using 3.7, but that's the general idea. You can use start to basically start instead of at 0 at a number of your choice, and then you're adding, say, that 15 on top of 100. I feel like it would almost make more sense if the start was the first argument and the list was the second argument. We did something like that, but this is how it works. First argument is your iterable, and your second argument is your start. Maybe the last thing worth mentioning is you can use floats, not just ints. So if even one value was a float, it's going to change that whole result to a float. So normally, if we did this and we had 1, 2, type of A is an int. But if we did it with even just one float, don't forget to make that a list. If we check type of B, we're going to get a float. So both ints and floats are acceptable, and using any value being a float is going to change the whole result to a float.